7 good investments you must have at the age of 45 years old. If not, you won't like yourself. So watch the video, comment and share it to others too.
Get in the business. Now here we are. Now you at 45 years and or let's say you are about to be 45 years, or maybe you're watching this video at you are 18, you're 17, 20, 22, 23, depends on where you are. All right. Now the information that I'm about to share with you are very crucial and technical. Bet you never got it when you were actually in school. Now let's get the first point. Okay. The first thing that you're supposed to get or have as an investment by the age of 45 is something called a cash flow generating asset or investment. Okay, there's something called cash flow generating asset, or it can be an investment. Okay, so the point is this: you must have a cash flow generating asset. Okay, fine. You all know by the age of 45, probably you have a family. And probably you have kids, you have wives, you have more responsibilities on top of you. I mean, seriously, at age 45, obviously, you have more of things that you're doing out there. And I always tell people, and I would like to go ahead and echo this point, you cannot shop with a title deed. See, you cannot show up to a grocery store and show them a title deed and say, hey, you know what? I possess a land. You guys ought to do a shopping. You cannot do that, okay? So you need cash. Cash is king all the time. Never forget those words. Cash is king. You need money. And that's why maybe you have some parents back at home. They don't tell you, hey, send us some title deeds. No, they tell you, send us some money and all those kind of things. And the worst people can do is that you grow old and the only thing that you have are assets that are not generating cash flow. You see, as you grow old, you need a lot of cash. I repeat this point because most of the people don't get this point. As you grow old, you need cash. You need liquid money, something that you can go buy. And that's why the parents that will live back at home, they never ask you for the title deeds. They never ask you for those. They ask for money because they need money. Go for the clinics, to go for the food, go for the clothing, go for the all those kind of things. Maybe you have some, house manager that you've employed for the taking care of themselves, also taking care of them, and also so they need cash. So it is good as you transist to older age, make sure that you have an asset that is generating cash. This is the reason why sometimes I get calls from people who actually went to retirement, but all what they have are properties. You have some parcels of land, which is not okay, which is not wrong. By the way, it's good, it's an amazing, but they're not generating you anything. And you need money. Have you ever seen an old person who has like huge parcels of lands, but they are struggling to actually pay a medical bill of maybe, let's say, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7,000 or something of sort, because you do not have, or you have not laid good strategies when you are growing old. So when you are growing old, and obviously when you are 45, at 45 we don't expect to, sort of push you in some things. You need to know and understand something. So you need to have a cash flow generating asset, and this cash flow generating asset can be variety of them. Okay, this can be it can be shares. You can build a portfolio of shares as of now. Okay, you can build a portfolio of shares as of now. You can go into some things like MMF. You can go into things like businesses. It doesn't have to be all what I talk about here. It can be businesses, depends on how you do it. It can be something like rentals. You see, you've built some rentals with you. Okay, it can be things like T-bills, T-bonds, or something of sort. T-bills, T-bonds, or something of sort. Those are just but examples of things that can actually generate you some cash out there. Some people you can be some, let's say, farmers or something of sort. It all depends. Okay, there are different things that you can be able to do that can generate you cash as you progress to the next level. All right, I hope that one has really synced, because that is very crucial point when you are reaching that particular age. Okay, now let's go to the point number 2. The point number 2, or the second thing that you need to have by the age 45, you must have something called socio-economic connection. All right, that's an investment, something called socio-economic connection. What does it mean? You see, at age 45, we don't expect you. For example, say you want to buy a car. You don't even know whom you can call. You say you want to go to a hospital. Maybe you want to connect somebody to a hospital. You don't even know who you can call. You want some lawyer services. You don't even know who you can call. You want some quantity surveyor because you want to buy something, or maybe you want to build. You're just off in terms of connection. See, as you grow old, you're supposed to amass yourself with people who are appropriate. It's quite weird when probably some of you guys who are watching me, we suffered from this thing. We went out of the university. You got nobody who can connect you one way or the other, or maybe in your family members, nobody knows, like, hey, if today we need some lawyer services, where can we even get a lawyer? You don't even know nothing. Okay, so that's the socio-economic connections. And I always tell people, as you grow old, especially at this age, by the way, from 35 years and above, actually I should even say from 30 and above, you're supposed to connect yourself with people who are called strategic people, not friends. There's a difference. There are things called strategic people and friends. For example, if you want to grow spiritually, you got somebody who knows well about the Bible or the Quran or whatever thing that you guys believe in, or Torah if you're Jew or something, whatever. So the thing is, you ought to have an individual who is specific to a specific thing. If I want things to do with finances, I have somebody at my disposal. If something goes wrong, maybe somewhere I'm in police or whatever, I need a lawyer. I know somebody whom I can call. If I need something to do with health and whatever, maybe something 1, 2, 3, and God forbid, you know where you can get a doctor. And if you need something to do with, like, you have strategic people. You want to buy something, you want to buy a car, you want to buy some parcels of things, you want to invest in certain businesses, you want to have some supplies of things. You have people who are good at around that specific area. So it is good to make sure that you invest on socio-economic connection. These are things that helps you to grow as you move to the next level. Why should you have these socio-economic people? Why? Because you do not have much time to waste. See, when you are 20, you are allowed to try many things as you can. Why? Because you have the luxury of time. But when you're 45, you do not have the luxury of time. Remember this point and never forget it the rest of your life. From 20 to 30, try as many things as you can. From 30 to 40, make sure that you learn from somebody, follow somebody who can teach you so that you can understand. But by the time now you hit 40 to 50, do the things that you understand. Do not go out there trying and experimenting like millions of things, because you do not have the time. From 50 to 60, start inspiring people. And from 60 and above, let the people do the thing. Obviously, you must have laid the strategy and the system that works for you. That is exactly how it goes about. So, telling you to have socioeconomic connection as an investment. And okay, how can you invest on this socioeconomic investment? Socioeconomic connection. The way you can invest in this is to, when you connect with people. Obviously, it will cost you money. If you know these people usually hang around in a certain place, you just be there, talk to them, have a relationship with them, have a conversation with them. And obviously, you must have a substance. Okay, you must have a substance for you to also present to them. Don't just be in a situation whereby it's you who benefits from them. Also let them benefit from you. All right, let's go fast because the time is not on our side. It's about health insurance or health investment plan. And I know, again, health investment plan. Okay, this one simply means you having that strategy laid down for you, how you can be able to take care of your health just in case something happens out there. And I know, obviously, the old age is associated with a lot of things, in terms of medical issues. And thank God, there are some people who don't even experience these problems. And because we never know, but we pray for the things that the better for our lives. We never get ourselves in this situation. But it's always good to make sure that at least you have that in plan. For example, I usually see some families usually struggling to pay even for the medical bills and that kind of things. And if you guys, you can get this message on a positive trajectory, is that be very careful. It is good to grow old when you have money, especially if you are a man. If you grow old without money, I'm telling you, you're gonna have a very rough ride. That's a reality. It is good to make sure that at least you grow old with money. Especially if you're a man and you're watching my videos right now, make sure that at least you try as much as you can, you grow old with money somewhere, or otherwise, let me not finish that. Right, let's go to the next point. The next point, and I know this is what most of the people don't even love to talk about. And probably you're watching this video and what I'm about to write here, you feel like, that is far-fetched. Let me tell you what it is. It's called retirement plan. Retirement plan. And let me tell you one secret before you even say like, I'm just gonna ignore that. See, this one does not even show coming. You can't even realize it is coming, but it is coming. Seriously. For example, sometimes I go back then I used to be a teacher, and today I usually meet with those guys whom I used to teach back then. I used to be a tutor, by the way. I'm not a teacher by profession, but I used to teach. I used to be a tutor, and I meet those guys, and they tell me, hey, we're done with campuses, and I'm like, what the? You mean you guys, I'm that old? So, the point is this, you don't even know when you're growing old. You just realize, oh, wow, you're at 30. Oh, you're at 40. Oh, wow, you're at 50. Boom, the retirement is here. You've never done anything. You've never invested on nothing. You've never been employed by the government. You've never even thought about buying shares and all those kind of things. And by the way, guess what? You can actually transform yourself within a period of 10 years or even 5 years. Okay? So if right now, say you're about to go to a retire, you've never done anything, you can transform your life in 10 years. And see, the reason why I'm actually trying to squeeze this point here is because, see, there is a problem that happens in African society whereby you find some of the parents, they kind of not take care of their lives to a point whereby, like, hey, they do not even have a plan, an exit plan. They don't have a plan how they're gonna go on. They bank on their children. And for me, I have never loved that point, because there is no way you can tell me, hey, I just ought not to be responsible for my life, because by default of me having many kids, then my life is sorted out. Yo, I'm telling you, why? Sure, sometimes it can be, but sometimes you can be in a situation whereby you have like tens of kids, but they're not even taking care of you. So I mean, it's good to have like A plan and B plan. I mean, like, yeah, I have the investment, I'll have the investments, and the B plan is like, hey, if it doesn't work, then the kids are there, they can support me. It's always good to have the retirement plan. The retirement plan doesn't have to be the most complicated thing in terms of the investment. Go out there and do some things like buying some things, investing to something, so that at least by the time you're growing old, you'll be able to do something as far as the cash flow is concerned.